I first made a Wednesday night race 40 years ago this year. Yeah. There wasn't even a race committee. We just go out sailing on a Wednesday night. It was 1961, 62, thereabouts. And they were all wood boats. Oh, it's the camaraderie. It's to get to see people. It's talking. It's sailing. It's different stories. It's just being around, you know.
This is Wilbur Keyworth trimming in the rain. These guys are pounding upwind. The 105 fleet, they're coming in from the left-hand side. Good amount of breeze coming from Hackett up near Whitehall Bay. A full capsize on a J105. Look at that, folks. That was a Chinese jibe.
The crew of the Melgus 24 Dirty White Boy has ended up in the water. It looks as if the lifeline's broke. There still are 2 other crew members in the water.
Hey, Fred, we gotta roll. John Tahansky in the back with his J-World shirt on. Followed by frequent flyer Kevin McNeil is winning the J35 fleet for the first half.
I like it because you're with everybody and it's really exciting. Anything can happen, like people fall overboard.
I like the fact that it's such a zoo out there. I mean, it's an absolute mess.
We get baptism by fire, exactly.
I love Wednesday night racing because it's just fun and I like all the people.
I actually negotiated that in my contract.
You tell them you're going sailing?
That I could leave at 4 o'clock on those days.
This one is the one we would like to wear, but it seems like we may have to go with this, but the boys were making fun of me.
It's short, it's sweet, and it's also good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bert Jabin's Ramrod, the first in the Perf A0 fleet, rounding the last mark on their way back into Annapolis Harbor. Let's watch this crew spring into action as they fight to get the kite up and the jib down.
There's 1,000 people out here doing what they like to do best. That's why we're called the sailing capital of the world.
This is sailboat racing at its best. That was smart. Drop the kite early. They know they're in the lead. There's the gun. We're on the famed Eastport Bridge right now. It hasn't taken any casualties tonight, but there's plenty of fans watching. So there you have it, folks. It's been another successful Wednesday night, and from the words of some of the spectators on the Eastport Bridge. Hi, I'm Tucker Thompson, and we're back on the water again. It's the 2002 Annapolis Yacht Club Wednesday Night Racing Series, and tonight is race 1. 120 boats are back out on the water, and it looks like typical Annapolis weather. That was the start of race 1. It's night number 6. Oh, general recall for start number 1. So sit tight. They're going to send them to the back of the pack and roll right into start number 2. Thanks for joining us. It's wet, it's wild, it's Wednesday night. Welcome back. It's night 16, and as always, I'm Tucker Thompson, and welcome back. It's the last night of the 2002 Wednesday Night Racing Series. It's been an exciting summer, and we've enjoyed bringing you the sailing footage. I'd say, what do we
what do we got here, Ricky? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This 365 is going to be over the line early and hit the start mark. Captain Trips, did they get out cleanly or not? Ramrod getting ready for the start. Bert trying to kill it. Oh, Ricky, I don't think so.
Oh, J35 is squeezing out. Potential collision here. Downtime is definitely fouling. Ramrod's not going to be able to make it. JD's calling him out of there. 2, 1. There's the gun. Some exciting stuff in the pre-start. Ramrod gets shut out. Downtime just pulls it off, but they may have fouled. Frequent flyers screaming and yelling, and to lure to them, Grayling in the J35 and La Reynard, the far 40, are underway, screaming upwind. Still some altercations going on here at the committee boat. Here's a mixed fleet for start number 3. Melgus 24s have been shifted down to this start. And the Perf A, 2, Perf B, and Morsi boats all getting ready to go. There's the gun. Robert Ray, Stingray off at the committee boat, trimming the main in, and they're off. Big starboard tack lift at the start here, so these guys, you can see why they were fighting to win the committee boat side. 3 seconds to go, lots of yelling. Here's the gun. And they're off. Look for the X flag. These guys are nervously looking over their shoulder to see if they were over early. The Etchells 22s get a really good job off the starting line. And they're duking it out with the J30s. There is an X flag up. Not sure who was over early, but you can be sure it's going to be painful. So these boats are fighting to get off the line in an outgoing tide. Looks like they're talking about it as well. Here's what we're not going to do next Wednesday. These guys found out a little late. They might have been over the line too, but they're still racing to get back to the starting line. Oh, I take that back. They've got us fooled. I'm not sure what these guys are going upwind or downwind. These guys a little bit cleaner, not fighting so hard for the committee boat. There's a big pack a little bit late. The faithful lady, Ed Holt, gets a beautiful start. Stevie Phillips with an early jump on the competition. Look at him legging out on the rest of the fleet. Last Wednesday, he finished 5th overall. Right now, he's looking at a bullet if he keeps this up. We're with Don Zinn right now aboard Captain Trips. He's done a beautiful job fighting for the pin. The pin tonight is slightly favored, being closer to the next mark. And here comes the gun. They sheet in. Bang, they're underway. The 3rd start tonight. And the winner of the first half, Don Zinn and aboard Captain Trips, does a beautiful job fighting for the pin. And on the starting line now for the A1 action, and the J105s are underway. The gun is just going off. Right now we're looking at Art Libby's results. Chasing a good result tonight. Look at these guys battling for lanes of clear air. Just to leeward of Art Libby's results is Crash. These guys are pulling forward into 2nd place right now. And just in front of them by leaps and bounds, a good 4-boat length lead is Mirage, who is pulling out all the stops tonight as they lead this fleet of J105s to the windward mark. I like Predator down here. They've got clear air and good breeze. Down by the pin, they're rolling over the boats to windward. Too tight to fly a spinnaker, but whoa, look at that puff. We're underway right now with the A0 fleet. It's a downwind start with a ripping tide going out. Surprising that none of these boats were over early. Right now we're with frequent flyer Kevin McNeil and the boys on their way to a victory. If they win tonight, potentially they can win the series. They're chasing down Predator, who's leading the A0 fleet right now. Pressure filling in from behind. It's a cool northwesterly, a beautiful night for racing. That's James Alsop driving Moxie with Dad in the middle of the boat trimming. Andy Horton smiling on the rail. Bunch of pros on board this Beneteau First 40.7 Moon Racer. You can see the editor of Spin Sheet Magazine, Dave Gundel, trimming the guy. That's Pete McChesney. I can see Matty Beck driving the boat. Lots of boys on board tonight. Ray Wolf in the pit. These guys are looking mean. Here's a battle going on between Pumbaa, the lead Melgus 24, and Invincible, the lead Morsi boat. Dave, what would you call that hiking style on Pumbaa? What'd you say it was?
Tucker, I call that the one-cheek sneak.
The one-cheek sneak on Pumbaa. Chuck Cora, the owner of Soul, showing that he still knows what goes on up towards the front of the boat. The seas are getting a bit bigger as they sail into the mouth of the Severn and head towards mark number 1. It's going to be a port tack rounding, upwind beat.
This sport needs a little more action, and putting colors into the hull and more color in the sails will attract attention and bring more people to the sport.
You know, it definitely needs some pepping up, Gary. Here's Andy Turner and crew aboard Crash. They have really ramped it up this summer, and right now they're leading the 105 fleet out of the bay. And Gary, I got one more question for you. What color would your boat be? Now here's an interesting story. We're looking at Grayling right now, and as we pan out, they are on the right side of the course downwind, and Maggie, their arch nemesis, who they were boat for boat with last year on Wednesday night, is all the way on the left side of the course. This is Maggie in the foreground, and tonight they're separated by only 0 points. They're tied, 14 and 14 points going into the last race of Wednesday night. Right now they're in the middle right-hand part of the course, and it looks like they're talking about attack. At some point, you've got to get to the top right lay line because there's usually righties in there. And I watched their bow go down. This is a great time to tack. These guys are going to do just that. So we're with Ed Freitag's downtime, the Perfet Zero class, a Beneteau First 40.7. These guys are getting ready. The bowman's on the bow, plugging in. We're about 500 yards from the windward mark, and these guys are just on a shy lay. Tough to tell whether they're going to make it. But the boat looks good, trimmed in and up to full speed. And we're rolling. Blue Centaur, Beneteau, executing a beautiful duck from another Beneteau. Class 1, duking it out to the upper right-hand side of the course. Right now we're looking at two far 40s pacing each other absolutely evenly. That's Predator in the background, La Reynard in the foreground. And right now you're seeing what happens with a little bit of the lee bow effect is sucking Predator backwards, and La Reynard's able to scoot forward. Look at the legs crossing. Look at them crossing in unison there on the rail of this first 42. What's that? That's a maxi boat wave right there, folks, using the leg cross. James has got her ripping again. It looks like Russ Poteet's helping out a little bit to keep her under control. Multitasking.
And we just
caught up with the Melgus 24 Pumba, who are doing an amazing job here on this tight reach. Talk about making trees. Catch a quick ride on our wake here. That's a group of very good sailors doing a very good job on a Wednesday night race. Very impressive to see. They're approaching the turning mark, so they unroll the jib and let's see how their takedown shakes out.
Look at the concentration on the trimmer. These guys hiking out on their way upwind. Couple centimeters of final trim.
This Beneteau 40.7 working up to windward. The crew leaning forward, hiking out. Real nice trim on that quantum jib. These guys mean business.
Heading back into the harbor now, upwind to G9, and it'll be a jib reach into the finish in front of AYC. Here comes the tack now. Sherwood putting the helm over, keeping his momentum going. Smooth tack, nice crew work, and it gets a bit lighter as these guys head up the Severn River. Gary, look at the crew in the middle of this boat. It looks like the tactician there coming to leeward to wave to us.
Well, she's taking a picture of us. We're taking a picture of her. She's taking a picture of us. But you know, that's one thing that we could see a little bit more. Some young people out here on Wednesday night enjoying the fresh air and learning to sail.
Comes out and helps us with the filming sometimes, and right now he's at the mast of Tsunami. These guys are rocked up. We barely keep up with the first Melgus 24. Look at him go, folks! That is excitement. There's a wiped out boat just in front of them. They just barely missed it. We're doing, Dave, how fast you going? How fast you going? Good Lord, look at that, folks. Hiking off the, oh, just lost the kite, bang. Back in control again. Almost 15 knots here in the powerboat. This is fun. Melgus 24s. Knots to try and keep up with these guys. Man, this is it. This is fantastic. 21 knots right now. 21 knots. Look at the guy hiking off the back with his arm hanging over. These guys are about to overtake Pumbaa, who we saw planing last Wednesday night. Here comes, folks. Look at that. That surf right there has put him into first place. Look at that. They're still planing. Pumbaa still trying to get going. It looks like they caught a crab pot or something.
And here we have the crew at Dirty White Boy, the Melgus 24 that lost 3 people overboard at the start. They've recovered. They're going to complete the race. This looks great.
Greed never pays off, even on the race course. These guys slam into green 9 and are going to have to spin. Oh, they're having a tough time now. They can't make them. Oh my goodness. This is as bad as it gets, folks. Poor guy can't buy his way out of this leeward mark. closer than that, boys. Potential problem, obviously. These guys are trying to do a Volvo-style drop through the boom. And something must be wrong. There, they've unclipped the guy now. It's flying free up above the mast. This is fascinating. Pulling the boat over on her side, and they're still working on it. Wow, there's got to be a problem with the halyard. At that point, I think I'd have a knife on it. It's just not helping you now unless you still want to go towards the Bay Bridge.
Nice flying kite.
But it looks beautiful. Look at the boys laughing. Don Zinn and crew on Captain Trips. Kite wrapped around the head, say no problem. Keep laughing, showing why these guys got the right attitude on Wednesday night. They'll get it sorted. At some point they will. I think. Another pack of boats is funneling into the harbor just in time for one of those monster puffs again. Here's a bunch of J30s, J105s. Not only is it hairy in here, they have to weave around each other, they have to weave around more boats. Big puff has just filled into the harbor. These guys are maxed out. Man, it's getting exciting in here. The breeze is really, really picking up in the harbor. Look at Poopa go, folks. Here's that pup I was talking about. It's a good 20 knots. Ouch! Look at Poopa, man. They are out of the water on their way to the finish line. Look at these boats. They've got 20 feet, literally, to get these kites down. They've got to do a wind check within inches of other boats. Boats have already finished trying to get out of their way. Oh, and the people on the bridge are cheering. You guys been watching the racers tonight?
Yes, we have.
What do you think about the carnage, or rather lack thereof, of the chance of coming into the bridge?
These helmsmen can keep from running into each other. We thought for sure that when they were pulling in spinnaker on one of them, that they were going to hit somebody who was upwind, but they managed to miss by inches.
How close do they get?
I'd say within 6 and 12 inches. Really close.
Inches.
Yep. These guys are amazing.
So that was it, folks. What a beautiful night to end the Wednesday night series on. We hope you've had as much fun sailing as we've had here on the film boat with Gary Jobson and crew and everybody that's come out to take part in this. We'd like to thank you, and we hope you've enjoyed yourselves. In fact, we hope you're enjoying yourselves right now at the Boatyard Bar and Grill or the Annapolis Yacht Club, or both. We'd like to thank everyone that's helped us this summer. Take a look at the upper leach of the main, and these guys went out Wednesday night racing, and it looks like they forgot something important. Bruce, can you tell? Can you see what they might have forgotten?
I'd say that's looking pretty much like a flag there. I think there's the stiff things that go in a sail are missing.
I don't, you know, I'm not a sailmaker, Bruce, and I know you've had some experience in that, but what would you do to make that main look a little better?
I think I sheeted harder. I don't know. I don't think that's going to work, though.
I'm sure there'll be a few business cards at the dock offering these guys battens when they get in.
It's probably just like our filming, you know, it's the first race of the series, so you forget some of the finer points of the sport.
Libby, who normally does well in the Pearson 30 fleet, has picked up a J105 this year, and he's chasing Stevie Phillips down. That's results moving forward. And Mark, tell us what you told us about his renovations to his house.
Last time I stopped by, he had to put an addition on his house to house all that silverware. So I think Steve's going to be looking over his shoulder here in a couple minutes.
He's doing that just now. And have a look at Stevie Phillips and Art Libby pulling away. Just to windward of them, the something Kahuna is doing the same thing. Behind them, the rest. Mark, take a look at these team shirts. I have to say I like that. Organization. And Kahuna, or Kakahoogaluga, or Kigajimama Kakalugaloo is chasing down Moon Racing.
No, Taka. Kajima Kakulu.
You know, when I was 13, Gary, I never got a chance to drive. Never got a chance to drive a Mum 30 at 13 years old. What do you think of that?
I think it's pretty cool, and he seems to be doing a good job. We're going to see a lot more of the young Allsup boys in the future.
Now, another question for you, Gary. I've struggled with this name all summer long. To me, it looks like Kagajima Himahuba Kugalaga Hagalula. How do you pronounce that?
Jajimi Kakula. Damn, what does that mean? Hawaii for we're having a good time.
It means run fast in Zulu, which is a tribe in Southern Africa.